for his 12th professional contest. Back to tonight's action now though, and up next is the outstanding cruiserweight prospect David Haye. Remember, he won a silver medal at the World Amateur Championships in Belfast 2 years ago, and he hasn't put a foot wrong in a paid rank so far. 5 fights, 5 wins, 5 knockouts. Tonight he faced his Chesterfield veteran Gregg Briggs. Once again, let's join Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by King Solomon's Casino, Live Promotions in association with SEM proudly present a cruiserweight contest of 6 3-minute rounds. Between and introducing, firstly, finding out of the blue corner, wearing the green trunks, coming from Chesterfield, weighing in at 13 stone 13 pounds, and tonight competing in his 42nd professional contest. Please welcome Gregg Briggs. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, wearing the all-black trunks, coming from Kent, weighing in at 13 stone 9 3/4 pounds. He holds a perfect, undefeated record, 5 wins, coming from 5 contests, all 5 wins by way of knockout. Presenting and introducing the new sensation, David Haye. Timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Nick White. The referee in charge of the action, Mr. Larry O'Connell, and this is 6 3-minute rounds.
Good luck to both. If you keep your punches on target, obey my commands at all times. May the best man win. Good luck. Take care.
Just 17 days ago, the man in the black trunks, one David Haye, was boxing in the Playboy Mansion in Beverly Hills in Los Angeles and California, and here he is in Bethnal Green. Duke McKenzie, I think I know where I'd rather be.
Well, so would I. I mean, it would be great to be back in America, but this kid really is and has championship class stamps right across him. Looks like he's been on the weights. I mean, if you look at his body, he's absolutely toned to perfection.
Well, although this is not a cruiserweight championship contest, he's a quarter of a pound underneath the normal cruiserweight 13-10 limit. His opponent, now 37 years old, born in Swaziland, Gregg Briggs from Chesterfield, weighed in at 13-13. He's a former challenger for the Midlands area and British Masters light heavyweight crowns. Good solid right hand inside by David Haye. Vastly experienced. Larry O'Connell, the man in charge. David Haye, 5 professional contests, 5 wins, 5 by KOs, and his last contest against one Vance Wynn in Los Angeles 17 days ago was over in the first round, and he's threatening to dispose of Gregg Briggs in the first round here in Bethnal Green. And Briggs, well, good old solid professional, holds on. Haye really looks the part. Silver medalist in the World Amateur Championships in Belfast just a couple of years ago, when he lost to a good Cuban, Lanier Solis, who retained his title. What a good shot by David Haye. This is not going to see the end of the first round, Duke.
Well, you know, there really is no substitute for youth, talent, speed and skill. David Haye has all of these attributes, and we're just seeing just a portion of what this guy can be like. He's got a good season professional in front of him, but he's just making him look very, very ordinary.
Briggs has got to keep that left of his up. Haye gets him again. The little slicing right hand. Adam Booth in the corner is saying, just take your time.
Already Briggs is just looking like he's not going to beat the count.
No, he's not. He didn't really want to. I don't blame him. He took a couple of seriously hard shots. David Haye gets rid of another opponent inside the first round. It's the perfect record. It's 6 contests, 6 wins, and David Haye can well afford to grin. He's got to start Duke going in against a better level of opposition, but I suspect when people look at this, people are not going to go in with David Haye unless there's a whole hatful of money involved. But what about that right hand? That was a smashing a shot against Briggs, and a little left to follow it up. David Haye is a very busy, impressive boxer.
He's busy, he's impressive, he's got everything going for him. You know, unfortunately, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. He's got talent in abundance, and he's already rated, I think, in the top 10 in the country. However, he's still learning. He still needs time to progress. He still needs to take on foreign imports, so I believe, certainly, to learn his education, to get better before he challenges for major honours.
Yep, no surprise that it was stopped by Larry O'Connell. Scott Briggs in no position to defend himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes and 4 seconds of the first round, the referee reaches the count of 10. The winner by count out, David Haye.
So 2 first-round wins in just 18 days for David Haye. And he certainly is a young man who looks like fulfilling all his amateur promise. Boxed in 2 World Championships in 1999 in Houston when he lost to the eventual gold medal winner, and again in Belfast a couple of years ago when in the final he lost to the excellent Cuban Orlanier Solis. The inevitable pose for the pictures, and Adam Booth just underneath David Haye's left arm will be very, very pleased with that performance indeed. And I think David Haye looks like a young man who could get back into the ring pretty soon, and the sooner we get him into the ring again, well, the sooner we'll be able to see just what a good boxer he is. Well, there's a grin I think people are going to have to get used to. The hairstyle I'm not sure I could get used to, although I wish I had the hair to utilize that hairstyle. But David Haye, I'm glad to say, 6 wins, 6 KOs, perfect record so far, has made himself available at ringside, and he's plunked himself down, and he's going to be talking with our man Mike Costello.
David, 6 out of 6 as we've just heard. What did you make of your own performance here?
I was missing a bit, and I was trying to rush when I was inside. I've been working on relaxing when I was inside and let the shots go. I didn't really do that much tonight, but I got a job done first round. You can't really do much more than that.
Now, when you've been to the top of the tree, or virtually there as an amateur, what do you get from coming down to this level as a pro?
I think it's just something that all pros have to do. You've got to get used to the different rules. That's the one main difference between amateur and professional boxing. Amateur boxing and professional boxing, the rules completely different. So I'm just getting used to the rules, getting used to guys holding me and punching at the same time. As an amateur, as soon as someone holds me, the referee would say stop. They don't do it here. You've got to punch yourself out, punch your way out, and it's good to learn against these level of opposition, so you don't lose while you're learning, if you know what I mean.
So how has it affected you? I mean, has it slowed you down? Has it affected your fluency?
It hasn't slowed me down, but I'll make sure I get quality sparring. Sorry, Danny Williams, Michael Sprite who's on. And so I get quality sparring in the gym. All the learning is done in the gym. And in here I just sort of put it to the test.
Are you looking for more rounds now though in competition itself?
Yeah, ideally we chose this guy because normally he's very durable and he can take a shot. But I punch quite hard, as you can see, so it's difficult getting this sort of opponent going a distance, thanks to Puma and Third Space and Eastside Boxing, you know.
Now, last time the Playboy Mansion, this time the East End of London, a bit different.
Yeah, it's completely different, but you got to get used to that. For all, I mean, going over to the States and boxing is lovely. Obviously, in the Playboy Mansion, it's completely different to York Hall, Bethnal Green, but it's just getting used to different arenas, different changing rooms, different boxed open air last time. So it's just getting used to different things. It's good.
And what's the picture now then in terms of moving towards titles, whether it be area, British titles or what? Where do you stand?
I'm looking at the moment for a Southern Area title fight before the end of the year. That's my plan. That's always my plan. And so before the end of the year, I should be in there with fighting for the Southern Area title.
Thanks for your time. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.